Welcome to RLP Audiobooks channel, the channel that brings forgotten books back to life in audio format, so you can listen to whenever and wherever you desire, whether you're driving, chilling, and even sleeping. Please consider subscribing to the channel and click the notifications button so you don't miss out on any other videos. Now, relax, listen, ponder, and enjoy.
Surah 15. Al-Hijr. Context. Period of revelation. It is clear from its topics and style that the period of its revelation is similar to that of Surah 14, Ibrahim, as two things are quite prominent in its background. Firstly, it appears from the repeated warnings in this surah that despite the fact that the Prophet had been propagating the message for many years, his people in general had not shown any inclination towards its acceptance. Nay, they had become more and more obdurate and stubborn in their antagonism, enmity, and ridicule, with the passage of time. Secondly, by that time, the Prophet had begun to feel a little tired of making strenuous efforts to eradicate disbelief and opposition of his people. That is why God has consoled and comforted him over and over again, by way of encouragement. The topics and the central theme. Though the main topics of the surah are a. Warning to those who rejected his message, opposed it tooth and nail, and ridiculed him. b. Comfort and encouragement to the Prophet. It does not mean that this surah does not contain admonition and instructions. As a matter of fact, the Qur'an never confines itself to mere warning, rebuke, and censure, but resorts to precept in every suitable place. Accordingly, this surah contains brief arguments for monotheism, Tawheed, on the one hand, and admonition in the story of Adam and Satan, on the other. Surah 15. Al-Hijr.
The Valley of Stone. It was inhabited by the tribe of Thamud, mentioned in verses 80 and 84, who carved palaces and dwellings out of the rock.
In the name of God, the most compassionate, the most merciful. Alif, Lam, Ra.
These are among the 14 opening letters, which occur in various combinations at the beginning of 29 surahs in the Quran. Although there has been much speculation as to their meaning, it was not in fact revealed by God to anyone, and is known only to him.
These are the verses of the book, and a clear Quran.
Recitation.
Perhaps those who disbelieve will wish,
on the day of judgment, or at the time of death,
that they had been Muslims. Let them eat, and enjoy themselves, and be diverted by false hope, for they are going to know. And we did not destroy any city, but that for it was a known decree. No nation will precede its term, nor will they remain thereafter. And they say, O you, upon whom the message has been sent down, indeed you are mad.
Literally, possessed by jinn.
Why do you not bring us the angels, if you should be among the truthful? We do not send down the angels, except with truth.
Meaning, with a message, or, as the conclusion of the verse suggests, to carry out a promised punishment.
And they,
the disbelievers,
would not, then be reprieved. Indeed, it is we, who sent down the reminder,
the Quran.
And indeed, we will be its guardian. And we had certainly sent messengers before you, O Muhammad, among the sects of the former peoples. And no messenger would come to them, except that they ridiculed him. Thus do we insert a
denial
into the hearts of the criminals. They will not believe in it, while there has already occurred the precedent of the former peoples. And even if we open to them a gate from the heaven, and they continued therein to ascend, they would say, Our eyes have only been dazzled. Rather, we are a people affected by magic. And we have placed within a heaven great stars, and have beautified it for the observers. And we have protected it from every devil expelled from the mercy of God, except one, who steals the hearing, and is pursued by a clear burning flame. And the earth, we have spread it, and cast therein, firmly set mountains, and caused to grow therein, something of every well-balanced thing. And we have made for you therein, means of living, and for those for whom you are not providers.
God has put at your service other men and animals, for which He provides. An additional meaning is that God provides means for your living, and for all other creatures as well.
And there is not a thing, but that with us are its depositories, and we do not send it down, except according to a known,
specified
measure. And we have sent the fertilizing winds,
causing precipitation in rain clouds, or carrying pollen. Another meaning is pregnant winds, meaning those carrying rain clouds.
And sent down water from the sky, and given you drink from it. And you are not its retainers. And indeed, it is we who give life, and cause death, and we are the inheritor.
God remains, after all creation has passed away.
And we have already known the preceding generations among you. And we have already known the later ones to come. And indeed your Lord will gather them, indeed He is wise and knowing. And we did certainly create the human being out of clay, from an altered black mud. And the jinn we created before, from scorching fire. And mention, O Muhammad, when your Lord said to the angels, I will create a human being out of clay, from an altered black mud. And when I have proportioned him, and breathed into him, of my created soul,
the element of life and soul, which God created for that body, not His own spirit, or part of Himself, as some mistakenly believe,
then fall down to Him, in prostration. So the angels prostrated, all of them entirely, except Iblis,
who was of the jinn. See Surah 18, verse 50.
He refused to be with those who prostrated. God said, O Iblis, what is the matter with you, that you are not with those who prostrate? He said, never would I prostrate to a human, whom you created out of clay, from an altered black mud. God said, then get out of it.
Your position in the heavens.
For indeed, you are expelled. And indeed, upon you is the curse, until the day of recompense. He said, my Lord, then reprieve me, until the day they are resurrected. God said, so indeed, you are of those reprieved, until the day of the time well known. Iblis said, my Lord, because you have put me in error, I will surely make disobedience attractive to them,
mankind,
on earth, and I will mislead them all, except among them your chosen servants. God said, this is a path of return to me, that is straight. Indeed my servants, no authority will you have over them, except those who follow you, of the deviators. And indeed hell is the promised place for them all. It has 7 gates, for every gate is of them,
Satan's followers,
a portion designated. Indeed the righteous will be within gardens and springs, having been told, enter it in peace, safe and secure. And we will remove whatever is in their breasts of resentment,
meaning ill will, or sense of injury, for what was inflicted upon them during worldly life.
So they will be brothers, on thrones facing each other. No fatigue will touch them therein, nor from it will they ever be removed. O Muhammad, inform my servants, that it is I, who am the forgiving, the merciful, and that it is my punishment, which is the painful punishment. And inform them, about the guests of Abraham, when they entered upon him, and said, peace. Abraham said, indeed we are fearful, apprehensive of you. The angels said, fear not. Indeed we give you good tidings, of a learned boy. He said, have you given me good tidings, although old age has come upon me? Then of what wonder do you inform? They said, we have given you good tidings, in truth, so do not be of the despairing. He said, and who despairs of the mercy of his Lord, except for those astray. Abraham said, "Then what is your business here, O messengers?" They said, "Indeed we have been sent to a people of criminals, except the family of Lot. Indeed we will save them, all except his wife. We, God, decreed that she is of those who remain behind,
for having collaborated with the evildoers."
And when the messengers came to the family of Lot, he said, "Indeed you are people unknown." They said, "But we have come to you with that about which they were disputing, and we have come to you with truth, and indeed we are truthful. So set out with your family during a portion of the night, and follow behind them, and let not anyone among you look back, and continue on to where you are commanded." And we conveyed to him the decree of that matter, that those sinners would be eliminated by early morning. And the people of the city came rejoicing
at the news of Lot's visitors.
Lot said, "Indeed these are my guests, so do not shame me. And fear God, and do not disgrace me." They said, "Have we not forbidden you from protecting people?" Lot said, "These are my daughters,"
meaning the women of his community, who were lawful for marriage.
"If you would be doers of lawful marriage. By your life, O Muhammad, indeed they were in their intoxication, wandering blindly." So the shriek,
a piercing cry, or blessed from the sky,
seized them at sunrise. And we made the highest part of the city its lowest, and rained upon them stones of hard clay. Indeed in that are signs for those who discern. And indeed they,
those cities,
are situated on an established road. Indeed in that is a sign for the believers. And the companions of the thicket,
the people of Madian,
were also wrongdoers, so we took retribution from them. And indeed both cities are on a clear highway. And certainly did the companions of Al-Hijr,
the valley of stone,
the Thamud, deny the messengers. And we gave them our signs, but from them they were turning away. And they used to carve from the mountains
houses,
feeling secure. But the shriek seized them at early morning, so nothing availed them from what they used to earn. And we have not created the heavens and the earth, and that between them, except in truth. And indeed the hour is coming, so overlook with gracious forgiveness. Indeed your Lord, He is the knowing Creator. And we have certainly given you, O Muhammad, 7 of the often repeated verses,
referring to Surah Al-Fatiha,
and the great Qur'an. Do not extend your eyes toward that, by which we have given enjoyment to certain categories of them,
the disbelievers,
and do not grieve over them. And lower your wing,
show kindness
to the believers, and say, Indeed I am the clear warner, just as we had revealed to the dividers,
specifically the Jews and Christians, who separated from the teachings of their prophets,
who have made the Qur'an into portions,
accepting part and rejecting part, according to their own inclinations.
So by your Lord, we will surely question them all about what they used to do. Then declare what you are commanded.
The implication is, thereby you will distinguish or separate the disbelievers from the believers,
and turn away from the polytheists,
any who persist in association of others with God.
Indeed we are sufficient for you against the mockers, who make equal with God another deity. But they are going to know, and we already know, that your breast is constrained by what they say. So exalt God with praise of your Lord, and be of those who prostrate to Him. And worship your Lord, until there comes to you the certainty, death.
Thank you for listening. If you have enjoyed listening to this book, please give it a like, and consider subscribing to the channel, and click the notifications button, so you don't miss out on any other videos.